today is the fancy dinner party edition of the cheap vegan recipes, because even if you're cheap, your friends don't have to know that. So yes, I'm going to be showing you how I made a 3-course dinner to feed 4 people with less than $20, guys. Yes, I spent only $18.50 Canadian dollars to create these dishes for a small dinner party. So that's even less in American dollars, just putting that out there. I did make a few exceptions throughout the video. For example, I didn't buy condiments like oil and seasonings. I just felt that it was unnecessary to purchase seasonings that I already had, and I feel that most people have these simple condiments anyways, so that's what I did. I did make a couple other exceptions, which I'll mention throughout the video, but I think you'll understand. Anyways, moving on. Before getting on with the recipes, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Skillshare. If you didn't know, Skillshare is an online learning community for creators and anyone that wants to learn a new skill. They have thousands of classes on topics such as business, entrepreneurship, photography, marketing, and so much more. Premium membership for Skillshare costs only $10 a month, and that will give you unlimited access to all of their courses. And the course I'm taking right now is called Instagram Worthy Photography, Shoot, Edit, and Share with Brandon Wolfeld. Sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. And this is super helpful as it gives a ton of tips from a well-known photographer that is very well established on Instagram. So he goes into detail about the process of actually planning a photo shoot to editing and posting, and Skillshare has tons of courses similar to this as well that really teach you a lot about photography and being creative, and of course other topics as well. So if you are interested in learning something new from Skillshare, don't forget to check out the link down below to get yourself 2 months of premium membership absolutely free. Yes, that is 2 months of unlimited free classes from Skillshare. So that's a lot of learning you can do for free. So don't forget to check that link down below. And thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get on with the vegan dinner party for $20. First thing I'm going to do is peel and chop some potatoes. Yes, potatoes are amazing, especially because they're cheap, but you can kind of make them fancy. There's so much you could do, they're versatile, so I feel like potatoes are kind of like a great thing to use, especially when you're trying to save money, but you don't want people to know that. Not only that, they're also quite filling as well, so they act as a really great base for a lot of different things, and it will save you lots of money. So I simply peeled the potatoes and chopped them into little bite-sized pieces. They don't have to be perfect, okay? And then I'm going to add them into a large mixing bowl. And then I'm going to simply add a little bit of olive oil, some garlic powder, and a bit of salt. And just mix that well. And I decided to quickly cook them in my air fryer, but if you don't have an air fryer, you can just use an oven and just probably cook them a little bit longer. And while the potatoes are air frying or baking, you can simply prep some other ingredients as well. So the next thing I'm going to use is this baguette that I bought. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually make some breadcrumbs with the baguette. I was actually just going to use the baguette just to serve some bread and stuff, but I also thought, hey, I could use this as well for breadcrumbs, because I wanted to buy breadcrumbs, but they can be expensive if you are on a budget, and you can make your own, guys, for cheaper. All you have to do is just bake your bread until it's nice and toasted, or you can just use a toaster if you're using regular bread, and then just throw it into a food processor to make it into crumbs. While it's baking, I decided to dice my red onion. I'm just gonna dice the whole thing and then use little bits and pieces for different things that I'm making. I also bought a handful of mushrooms, so I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. So just chopping the mushrooms, and then I'm going to use them throughout my cooking. And of course, we can't have a budget-friendly video without using beans. I'm using this can of chickpeas, which I'm going to drain and rinse out. Also, a little note, guys, if you're just trying to be budget-friendly and save money, and you're not doing any sort of YouTube challenge like I'm doing, then I highly recommend buying dry beans and cooking them from scratch, because it'll be even cheaper that way. Canned beans are convenient, but dry beans will be even cheaper. Next, I'm going to be using some ground flax seeds that I found in the bulk section for like ridiculously cheap. So I was so happy about that. So I'm going to be making a flax egg, which is basically just 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds and 3 tablespoons of water mixed together. And you just let that sit in the fridge or something, and it'll just thicken up and become a binder, kind of like an egg. While that's thickening up, I am going to add a little bit of oil into a wok and add about a third of those red onions that I diced. We're going to cook this for a little bit and then add in some minced garlic. And no, I did not actually buy garlic. Yes, I know I kind of cheated and I didn't buy garlic, but I already have so much minced garlic available at home. So I just figured it would be, I don't know, just unnecessary to buy extra garlic, which is why I kind of left the budget a little bit open. So I only spent $18.50 and I didn't spend the full $20. So I feel like I can be forgiven, right guys? Next, I'm going to add in about half of those mushrooms that I chopped up earlier, and then we're just going to kind of saute it and cook it. You can add a little splash of water if needed, and then just cook it until the mushrooms have softened. So once that is cooked, you just have to turn off the heat, and then we can just move on over to the food processor. And what I'm doing right now is actually drying out the food processor completely with a paper towel just to make sure there's no liquid left in there, because we're going to be making breadcrumbs. So remember those pieces of bread that we toasted in the oven earlier? We're just going to stick those into the very dry food processor, and then we're just going to basically process it until they become breadcrumbs. Once you've made those breadcrumbs, I'm going to add about half a cup into a big mixing bowl. And then in the same food processor, let's take the can of chickpeas that we drained and rinsed and throw them into the food processor as well. We're also going to add that mushroom, onion, and garlic mixture that we cooked. And then we're just going to process it until the chickpeas are nice and mashed and everything's just kind of come together. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. And now we can put it all together, throw that into that big mixing bowl along with the breadcrumbs that are already in there. We're going to throw in our flax egg. And for seasonings, we're adding some garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and salt. And this part is optional, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't too dry. So I'm just adding in just a little bit of these diced tomatoes, like the juice from this can that I'm going to use for the sauce. But I'm just going to add a little bit of it into the actual balls as well. And once that mixture is finished, they are ready to be shaped into little balls. Okay, and I also decided to coat them in the rest of the breadcrumbs as well. You don't have to do this. You can just make them into balls. You don't have to coat them in the breadcrumbs, but that's just something I decided to do. And you can pan fry these, you can bake them, you can air fry them, you can even deep fry them if that's your thing. I decided to bake mine, and I baked them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes, and I flipped them over about halfway through. And while that's baking, we can make the pasta sauce. So we are throwing in the rest of those mushrooms with a little bit of oil into a large wok. Well, the same wok that we used earlier. See, you don't have to wash it. You can just reuse it, guys. And with these mushrooms, I do like to kind of let them cook on one side to let it brown a little bit. And I feel like that brings out the flavors a little bit more. Or maybe it's just in my head. Either way, I'm adding in the rest of those diced onions into this mixture. And we're going to cook it. And as you guys can see, I like to kind of repurpose some of the ingredients and use them for multiple things. So that's what I recommend as well. We're also going to add some more minced garlic. If you guys don't know, I'm obsessed with garlic. Once we've cooked that, we're going to add in that can of diced tomatoes. And of course, guys, you don't have to make your own pasta sauce. There are some delicious and affordable pasta sauces ready to go. So that's one thing that you could do. You don't have to make your own, and just save yourself the trouble. It'll still taste great, even if you buy it in the store. But if you do want to make your own, this is how I made mine. So we're gonna add the spices, guys. So we're adding some basil into this mixture now. Dry basil. Of course, if you want to be fancy, you can use some fresh basil as well. Let's add some salt. And this part is kind of very much optional, but I decided to do it because I had a bottle of red wine, sitting on my counter for a very long time, and I knew I had to use it for cooking, so I just threw a little bit in there, okay? And then I'm also going to add in some Italian seasoning as well. And I'm just going to mix that well, and then I'm going to turn it down and let it simmer covered for a while we prep other things. I decided to buy a bunch of spinach because I figured that I needed some vegetables. So I thought spinach is easy to work with, so let's make some garlic spinach. Yes. So we're just gonna rinse that entire thing of spinach because let's face it, that thing of spinach turns out into nothing after you cook it. And here we go. In another pan, I'm gonna add some oil once again. Then we're gonna add some garlic once again. I hope my guests like garlic because if they don't, I can't help you. Okay, so lots of garlic, and then we're gonna throw in that spinach. Now this is gonna turn into a very, very small amount of spinach in just a little bit. We're gonna season this with just a little bit of salt. And we're gonna set that aside, and in the same pan, we're gonna do a little something something with those potatoes. So I guess I had some more red onions left. So I'm adding a little bit of that in there with a little bit of garlic, and then those potatoes that we air fried. So I just wanted to make the potatoes a little bit more interesting rather than just serving air fried potatoes, which is why I'm doing this part. Again, this time I'm seasoning with a little bit of salt, and I also added in a little bit of pepper as well. I actually found a box of spaghetti for only $1. It was on sale, and I was very happy about that. And I feel like pasta is one of those things that is quite affordable, but you can kind of make it really fancy. It's one of those things. So if I'm cooking for my friends and I want to make a delicious and kind of fancy style dinner, but I'm too cheap, then pasta is a great option. Okay, so we're just throwing that spaghetti cooked into that sauce, and I'm not rinsing it out. I'm actually using some of the starch water to kind of thicken it out a little bit. So yeah, just mixing that very well. And this part is optional, but I'm throwing in some nutritional yeast, guys. I just had to do it. Can't help myself. It's in my vegan DNA. Now let's move on to dessert, and this is where I screwed up, guys. So I wanted to make vegan whipped cream using coconut milk, and this is normally very easy. You just add in a can of regular coconut milk into the fridge and let it separate. However, I did not give this enough time to separate, so I'm just kind of improvising here because this part did not work. So usually when you let the coconut milk separate from the water, you are able to whip it into a nice whipped cream consistency. But mine was not whipping because it did not have enough time to separate. So instead, I improvised and I added in some chia seeds, as you can see here. And earlier I also added in some sugar, just FYI. I added in the chia seeds because I needed to thicken out this coconut milk. And unfortunately, the whipped cream plan did not go to plan. So if you're going to do this, make sure you let the can of coconut milk sit in the fridge overnight so it really does separate before you do this, okay? Now, I am going to take some raspberries and I'm going to layer with this pudding, okay? So we've got the chia coconut milk pudding, and then we're going to layer with some raspberries, and then we're going to add in more of that chia coconut milk pudding, and then more raspberries. So yes, I know I kind of cheated because I used the chia seeds, but I had to improvise, okay? I had to have a dessert, and I could have done this without the chia seeds if I had time to let the coconut milk sit in the fridge longer. So yes, I hope you learned something, folks. But honestly, this was super yummy either way, so I would try this one out as well. So you can just put this in the fridge and let it chill, and let's plate. I feel like when it comes to making yourself feel fancy with food, half the battle is with the presentation. So, I mean, I'm not very good at that either, but I try. So yeah, even if you're eating, carrots and potatoes, if you present them right and you cook them right, it can look super fancy. So yeah, making food for your loved ones, it doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You just have to make it with love. That's it. And try to make it look pretty. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I almost forgot about the bean balls. They were in the oven and I forgot about them. But I'm glad I didn't. So we are just placing them on top. And originally I was actually gonna add it into the sauce, but didn't work out that way. But still, looks pretty good, right? And there you have it, guys. That is how I made a 3-course meal for a dinner party for less than $20. 100% plant-based, as always. This is actually not my first vegan dinner party video. I actually have another one where I show you guys how I made a 3-course dinner for $20. So if you want to check that out, I'll link that down below as well. I hope this inspired you to make some delicious food for your loved ones and socialize. This is a great way to socialize and not spend a lot of money and still have a great time. Honestly, this is one of my favorite things to do, is have some friends over for a nice meal and just chillax. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, of course, give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. And once again, I would like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to get those 2 months of Skillshare for free using the link down below. And I'll see you in my next video.